Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Our second recipe for the month is going to be Pavalova. Now you need 6 egg whites. Now these egg whites were left over from another recipe, so these were pre-frozen and thawed. You have got 1.5 cups of white sugar, 3 teaspoons of cornflour, 2 teaspoons of white vinegar. You can't really even see them in this photo, I only just realized, but they are in there. 1 teaspoon of vanilla essence. If you want to make it more real, you can use vanilla seeds or vanilla pods. I have found the best way is to have a little grinder with chunks of pod in it, and then I just grind that up. The flavour was really strong and fresh, so it's really good. Roughly 1.5 cups of whipped cream. Assorted fruits of any kind. I know pavlovas tend to suggest particular fruits, but it's really up to your taste. Pavlovas are very versatile, that's what makes them great. Beat all of the egg white in a bowl until firm white peaks form. This takes quite a long time, especially since it's 6 whole egg whites, so that's going to take a while to mix. Make sure you don't overbeat it though. Point, you are now going to need to add your sugar. Now I feel like with pavlova it's not that complicated, it's fairly simple, there's not many ingredients. The worst part is how long it takes. Egg white takes quite a while to beat, especially if you're doing it by hand. I would never do that by hand because egg white takes forever as it is. But the sugar as well, it needs to blend properly with the egg white, and if you do it properly it'll come out really thick, really strong, really shiny and sleek and velvety and just like everything amazing. So I literally added 1 tablespoon of sugar at a time. So this is very slow, slightly tedious, but you'll see the mix when it's done and when it's baked even. That is definitely worth it if you want to make a really good pav, because it came out amazing. So just carry on adding your 1 tablespoon at a time. Add 1 tablespoon, mix it really thoroughly, let the sugar dissolve, add another tablespoon. And keep on going like that until the whole lot is gone. So at this point in the mixing, and this was after a long time mixing, I'm surprised the mixer itself didn't actually break down, I have about over half a cup of sugar to go, I'm gonna guess. So we've almost done a whole cup at this point, and look how thick the egg white mixture is. It almost looks like whipped cream, or mop cream even, or an actual batter mix. Like, it does not look like egg white to me. And that's how thick and creamy and velvety it was becoming. It was really good. And I've made pavlova before, but this mix is the best pavlova mix I've ever seen, ever. So this recipe was perfect, I think. Like, I would stick with this recipe whenever I made a pavlova again. And this was the mixture when I'd finally added all the sugar in, just to give you an idea about how thick and glossy it become. Next up, you are going to be beating in your cornflour, your white vinegar, and your vanilla. Now if you want to try and be all fancy, I tried this for the first time this round. Normally I would just get a normal cake tin and fill it to the top with pavlova, but sometimes you can get a pan that's deliberately too wide, like I'm doing here, chuck it in the middle and then try to shape it. To be honest, I'm more of a fan, like there are some very fancily shaped pavlovas out there, but I'm more of a fan of how it tastes rather than how it looks, and I'd rather it was high and strong than in any like kind of fancy shape. So I think from now on I would personally just stick in a normal cake pan, but you can do whatever you want. You can shape it or prod it or put indents in it with knives or spoons or forks if you want to do it this way. So, you know, up to you. It doesn't matter on the taste in general. It's just depends on your preference and how you want to design it. So first bake the pavlova in the oven for 10 minutes on 150 degrees Celsius. Then reduce the oven to 110 degrees Celsius and cook for an entire hour, or until the outside of the pavlova is really crisp and dry. After that, you're going to need to leave it in the oven to cool down completely with the door closed until the oven has completely gone cold again. Then bring out your pavlova. Now I completely winged it with the decorations of this pavlova. As I've said before, like, it doesn't matter what you use or how you do it. I just threw whipped cream over the entire face after going through all that trouble of trying to shape it. And then I threw fruit all over it, drizzled passionfruit pulp on top. There's strawberries, there's blueberries, I think there's chunks of pineapple, and there's slices of peach. And yeah, it was really, really good, and you could really taste the strong flavour of the vanilla in the pavlova white, like in the cooked egg white. It was very, very nice. So have a go yourself at this delicious and very popular dessert. As I said, knock yourself out. These are some photos of some other pavlovas I've done over the years. That one was very both of these actually are very fancily decorated. The first one had melted white chocolate swirl all over the top, and this one has cocoa in the whipped cream and chocolate sauce drizzled all over it. This one was an amazing one. This is why personally I enjoy making pavlovas, because the opportunities are literally endless. There is no rules or versions of how you should make something. You can make a chocolate version, you can do whatever you want.